Hello, Abigail here with the Tarotscopes for Virgo season, Taurus sun, moon, and rising. So, guys, we're here. We made it. It's eclipse season. That's kind of the main thing you need to know. If you want to know more about the astrology, I have a video link below on the astrology of Virgo season. But kind of the main feature is that these are the eclipses. And eclipses, whether the energy feels like it's helping or feels like it's making things harder, it is a lot. But kind of as a comfort slash how I kind of view eclipses is that, just whatever is already happening gets sped up and things that were meant to last are solidified and things that were not meant to last disintegrate. And while that can be really scary, especially if you're in a moment where you're not sure if something's meant to last, it also means that you do not have to continue to struggle to make something work because the universe is going to pluck it out of your hand. So just be aware of that. But yeah, it's gonna be testy. Some people are getting kind of like a lot of nice inner growth for you guys. There's a lot of kind of externalized stuff happening, and we're gonna get into it. So let's start off. Starting off, we do have 2 6s, which I love, and it really feels, especially for kind of like the spring zodiac, because Aries had kind of a similar vibe. That there's like extreme highs of good and exciting. Pisces also had this, and some extreme like lows of really hard, really difficult. But we do start off with this lovely 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands is about celebration and connection and having moments in life that maybe they're not the biggest thing that's ever happened to you, but they are an attainment, and they are a time to recognize your power and your strength and your endurance and the investments you've made and how they've come to fruition. So it's going to be a lot. The eclipses are going to really shake things around, make things a bit unstable. But you've done a lot. You've done a lot of work this year, Taurus. And so celebrate that work. Recognize the progress you've made. I get so many, especially Earth clients or Earth rising clients, who are just so down on their progress. And I'm like, I know it doesn't feel that way because we're still struggling, but you've done incredible things. You have achieved stuff that your ancestors mind blown. You have overcome things that other people are impressed and astounded by. And also keep in mind where you started from. Not everyone starts at the same place. If you started from a really difficult childhood or from a family that was really under-resourced, or you were a person of color, or you were visibly queer, or maybe not visibly queer, or you're disabled, your progress isn't linear. But your progress is not the same as everyone else's. And that person who has a solid 9 to 5 and paid time off and money, oftentimes behind them is a family that has generational wealth. And maybe that's not you. And so I really encourage you to kind of recognize that you're not failing, you're not behind. You have a lot of amazing gifts and beautiful things in your life that you have worked hard for, and you deserve to be celebrated for everything that you have brought into not just your lives, but into other people's lives. I find Tauruses are very good at kind of spreading the wealth around. And when you find a Taurus who isn't, they're usually functioning out of fear or survival, which isn't something to indict a Taurus on or to point fingers, but a Taurus who has done some healing and a Taurus who genuinely cares about people knows how to spread the wealth around. So celebrate what you bring to your community, what you've brought into your own life, and what you're going to be bringing forward in the future, because that's still coming. And then we have my other favorite 6, which is actually one of the decans of Taurus. So if you're in the middle of Taurus, you're from 10 degrees to 19 degrees. This is your minor arcana card. And this is a kind of going back to that kind of ability to give that Taurus has. This is the giving card. This is the receiving card. This is the sharing the wealth. This is this is the workers owning the means of production. This is being able to create sustainable and functional and equitable wealth and sharing. And it doesn't have to be money. It can just be resources and giving. Maybe it wasn't Virgos, can't remember. There was some sign where I went on a soapbox past, and in the earlier recordings I've done for this season, and was just like, what can you learn and share with others? Is there a skill you want that someone else has that they can teach you? Is there, some kind of gift you can give to your community that is really innate to you that everyone could benefit from? Do you know how to make a basic healthy meal? If you do, then teach someone else how to, or learn how to do it if you don't. So there's this really beautiful energy of celebration and reciprocation coming into the season. Part of it's that trine to the South Node. The South Node can be difficult and regressive, but the South Node contains multitudes and so much knowledge. And so there's a bit of a flow between you and that South Node, and understanding and learning and taking in a bunch of really rich, deep energy. So that's the part to celebrate. I'm not saying the rest is bad, but it is a lot. And I will also say you can be also overwhelmed by good things. But we start off with Seven of Swords, and there have been a lot of swords today. When I read these and I do them on different days, I can definitely tell that the energies of the days affect the cards, just like the reason I'm reading these things affect the cards. Seven of Swords. Today is a very swordy day. Um, you know, this is a really intense time. Not everyone is aware of how they are feeling or what they really want. And a lot of times there are people who are acting out of not knowing and stress, and they will do and say stuff that just isn't true. That just isn't functional or possible. And well, they're not lying intentionally because they are lying to themselves. You are dealing with someone who is unsafe and unreliable. This can also represent people actually lying to you, actually trying to deceive you. So just have your intuition cranked up a notch this eclipse season. Watch people's actions to see if they match what their behavior is, and their words. If people are saying one thing and then doing something else, probably not someone you can bank on, to be honest. So just know that not everything is as it seems. This also goes for situations where maybe our first initial reaction to something isn't a reaction to what's actually going on. It's with a reaction to our perception. So while the eclipses are moving at top speed, take the time that you can to really process stuff. Also, something I say all the time, if you have to make a decision, especially when that involves money and people are pressuring you, no decision like that ever has to happen at the drop of a hat. Especially as something that really frustrates me is like in hiring, where they're like, oh, you have to make this decision now, even though they've been hiring for months. And it's like, I get that there are other people, but giving us a day to make a choice after you've made this process 3 months, not a big deal. And I get to take that time. So don't let people rush you into decisions. The universe might be taking things at top speed, but you should be able to take some time to really process and filter through the facts. And then we have Ten of Swords. It's a lot. All of it's a lot. Even in the celebration, having like these really highs of celebration and this kind of like having to debunk and filter everything, it's going to be a lot. So accept that it is a lot. Give yourself the space and time to manage your feelings. Rest when you need to rest. I really don't encourage pushing yourself, especially during eclipse season, especially as a disabled person. Take your time, go slowly, let stuff unfold as it needs to unfold without all of this kind of panic and pushing that we can sometimes get involved in. Because nothing is that important that you need to like wreck yourself in order to do it. And also, if you're wrecking yourself, how likely are you going to be able to do all the things you want to do? So rest. And then last but not least, we have an Ace of Wands. A lot of new stuff is being born out of this moment. Do not discount the energy of this time. Just because some things don't feel like they're moving on a grand scale doesn't mean they're not. Also, remember where we are in the astrology. Things aren't really going to get settled into kind of a consistent pattern until 2026, after Uranus finally goes into Gemini for the last time. So accept that this is a moment of inspiration and change and shifts, and you will be much more attuned and better able to embrace the times and to function within them. All right, my loves, that is my reading for you all for this eclipse season. If you enjoy my stuff, please like and subscribe. You can always DM me questions or pop a comment below. I love to hear from you all, but I wish you all a blessed Virgo season, and I will see you later.